Okay, so it seems like my live stream's not gonna work, or at least it's gonna have problems tonight. So all I'm gonna do is say my piece, and then I'm gonna go about my night because I don't know how long this is gonna stay up, and I don't want to have to make multiple live streams. So I'm gonna say my piece, and I'm gonna head on out because it seems like my live stream is already trying to screw me over for absolutely no reason. I don't even know why it's acting up right now. But whatever. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna just make sure I say my piece. So, in terms of what I want to say, yeah, the Yankees are gonna feel this for quite some time. Game one was painful, but tonight might be just as painful. You start off early on. Aaron Judge, world's on his back, man. Aaron Judge. They've been clamoring him. He's been awful in the World Series. He hasn't been great in the postseason at all. He was getting carried by Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton. They were carrying him the entire postseason. And he did nothing in the World Series. Nothing. He had finally done something for them in Game 4. In Game 5, he had finally broken through. They were talking about his timing with his swing. He had finally connected, got a homer early on, 2-0, because they walked Juan Soto. So 2-0 for them early on. Then you get Jazz that comes up. He hits a homer. It's 3-0. Dodgers aren't able to do anything the first 5 innings. As we continue to go through, the Yankees keep adding to it. 4-0, 5-0. We go through the first 4 innings. It's 5-0 Yankees. I'm sitting here looking like, man, Jack Flaherty just sold the game. He sold the game in the first 2 innings. He legitimately sold the game. I want to give credit to Jack. He's been relatively good in the postseason. Just game 5. I don't know what happened, man. He just sold tonight. He's been good in the postseason. He just sold tonight. I don't know what happened. But we're down 5-0. And we're dealing with Cole. We're dealing with Jared Cole. He's just shutting us down. We getting guys on base, but we can't finish. We can't connect. We can't get no runs. Cole's doing his thing. But by the 5th inning, you saw he was tired. And there was some mistakes that were made. They had us at 2 outs. It should have been, they had us at 2 outs. It should have been a third. It should have been a ground ball out. Tommy Edmonds running. They should have got him. But Cole makes a mistake. It was either Cole or somebody makes a mistake. They catch the ball, but no one's at first base to do it, and then nobody runs fast enough, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, bam, someone's on base. And then it just becomes a trickle effect. Next thing you know, you get a hit from one side. They get a hit. Next thing you know, you got someone on base. Running to home base, you get a run. Then Freddie comes out here. He gets a double. And it's all of a sudden, it's 3-0. So all of a sudden, it's 5-3. So it went from 5-0 to 5-1 to 5-3. And then all of a sudden, Teoscar, he gets a hit. And then all of a sudden, it's tied. That 5th inning was an absolute disaster for the Yankees. They messed it up. You mess it up on what should have been a ground ball, you messed it up on. Aaron Judge makes an error in the worst possible moment. It was nasty. That 5th inning brought life back into the Dodgers. And once the Dodgers tied the game, they felt they can go blow for blow. And they did. At the end of the day, the Yankees still found a way to get a run in the, 7th inning. They still take the lead. We get into the 8th. No, I think it was the 6th inning where they took the lead. We get into the 8th inning. We're getting guys on base. 2 flyouts. All was needed. 2 flyouts. You got bases loaded. No outs. 2 flyouts to take the lead. You get 1 flyout. Tied at 6-6. I'm tied at 6-6. You get that other flyout. We take the lead at 7-6. We handle business at the bottom of the 8th. We get to the 9th inning. We're in position to score, but they shut that down. It all comes down to the 9th inning for the championship. And man, Buehler, shout out to him. I got to give credit, man. Shout out to Yamamoto. Shout out to Flaherty, though you did sell tonight. I do have to reiterate, you did sell tonight. Not even going to lie. You did sell tonight. You absolutely sold tonight. But throughout the playoffs, you've been great. So yeah, what's going on, Loyal to Houston? Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm happy right now. I'm just going over this crazy game. But yeah, Flotty's sold, but like Jack's sold in this game, but he's been good for the postseason. So shout out to Yamamoto, shout out to Jack, shout out to Beulah, shout out to everybody, pitching wise. When we came into the postseason, we knew pitching would be a concern, specifically because we had lost all our guys. We had lost all our guys. People were fighting for spots because we had lost so many pitchers. And of course, Ohtani was not going to pitch. Ohtani's not pitching until next year. So he's going to pitch next season. He couldn't pitch this season. He's going to pitch next season. So that's just how it was going to be. But yeah, we were just really low on pitchers because we had lost our main guys. So we came into this postseason with the mindset of we can get to the World Series, but we're going to have to out-hit everybody in order to do so. And for the most part, we did do that. But you got to give credit to the pitching. The pitching, especially in the divisional round, man. Coming into the playoffs, I thought three teams had the legitimate shot. I thought three teams had a legitimate shot to win the World Series. The Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Padres. I thought those were the three teams that had the chance to win the World Series this year. Those were the three best teams, in my opinion. No, I didn't trust the Phillies. They collapse every single year. No one bought into the Phillies. Detroit was a nice story, but I didn't think they were going to go all the way. The Mets were the Mets. I appreciate the fight they had, but we knew they weren't going to go all the way. Kansas City, no. Baltimore, no. We didn't really believe in most of these. Cleveland, nice story, no. It was really three teams where I thought could go the distance, and that was the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Padres. We had to face off against the Padres in the division round, and I already knew that was going to be a tough matchup. They knocked us out of the playoffs a few years back, so it was going to be a tough matchup. We were already fighting with them for the division at the end of the season. It was a fight to get the 1 seed as well as win the division. So the Padres, man, that was a tough series, man. That was a tough series. They took us to the brink. That was the toughest matchup all series. The Padres was the toughest matchup all postseason. They had us down 2-1. Game 4, they had us on the ropes. And then our pitching crew just shut them down. They couldn't get a hit to save their lives. From the 4th inning of Game 4 all the way through Game 5 and to the end, they couldn't buy a hit. They couldn't hit anything. Our pitchers shut them down. Their batters just died. They couldn't make contact. And we got out of that series alive. Once we got out of that series, I believe we were going to win this thing. Because I knew we weren't going to lose to the Mets. They're the Mets. We weren't going to lose to them. The Yankees, I thought would give us trouble because of Soto and Stanton. I thought they'd give us some trouble. I thought it was a potential case where Aaron Judge could give us trouble if he could find his hitting, but he hadn't done anything all postseason, so I wasn't going to bet on that. But I felt we had a good chance against them. I thought this potentially could go to 7. And after Game 1, I was convinced this is going to 7. The way that game went, you get a walk-off grand slam to win Game 1. I was like, man, I can't do 6 more games of this. But after Game 1, there was a lot of struggle. They just couldn't keep up. Aaron Judge not doing anything became a problem. And at some point, the Dodgers were just perfectly fine just pitching Soto to first base. They just walked him. They knew Juan Soto was the biggest threat to open this game up, and they just walked him. They said, no, we're not going to give Juan Soto a chance to kill us, so they just walked him. For like half the series, he was just walked. He really didn't get to do much because the Dodgers weren't going to give him a chance. So that put the pressure on Stanton to really deliver. And he delivered in some moments and didn't deliver in other moments. I still am laughing at the fact that he tried to get to home, and he's so damn slow. Oh my God, he's so slow. You could see he was running the home base and got caught. He was so slow. But yeah, after Game 1, there was some back and forths, but really the Dodgers. Game 2, the Dodgers had somewhat control. Game 3, they pretty much had control. Game 4 was the one where I was hoping we could sweep, but it was a bullpen game. You know, when it's a bullpen game, you're just like, all right, that can go either way. And it did. They got 11 runs. They beat the crap out of us. But I wasn't really worried because I would sit back and say we should be able to handle things in Game 5. But then we go down 5 runs early on in Game 5. We're already up to the 5th inning. We can't get anything. And then we just explode and tie the game. Once that happened, I said, let's go bar for bar and see what would happen. And we did what we needed to do. So, yeah, shout out to our pitchers. Shout out to the MVP, Freddie Freeman. Shout out to the NLCS MVP, Tommy Edman. Dude, this guy is clutch. he just kept hitting and hitting and hitting. Every time we needed a hit in a key situation, he got it. Tommy Edman is a baller, bro. This guy is a bona fide dog. Just every time we needed a hit, he got it done. So shout out to him. Shout out to Kike Hernandez. He was also great. He was also great, especially in the Padres series. We needed him. He was also great. Shout out to Teoscar. He was great as well throughout the postseason. Had his struggles in the World Series, but definitely made some plays here and there. So shout out to him. Shout out to Mookie, man. Mookie really showed out all throughout the postseason. He's been great throughout the postseason. I was really, really hurt by how both Freddie and Mookie had performed last season in the postseason against the Diamondbacks. I was really hurt by that. But, I believed with better expectations, a better team, or at least more talent, and with Ohtani being here, I believed we'd be able to get it done, and I believed that Mookie and Freddie would be able to bounce back from a poor playoff performance last year, and they did. And boy, did they do it, man. They did it in a huge case, man. Mookie doing his thing throughout the postseason. Of course, Freddie Freeman was injured for much of the postseason. He had suffered an injury just before the postseason started when we were playing against the Padres for the division. He had suffered that ankle injury, so he wasn't really of much use throughout the postseason. But, man, he got his ankle healthy for the World Series, and Buddy just took over. So shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to Kike Hernandez, Teoscar, shout out to him. Shout out to Tommy Edman. I'm going to give a little shout out to Shohei Ohtani. Because in terms of the totality of the postseason, he was needed. You look at the Padres series, when we were down 0-3, he hit that home run to tie the game at 3 apiece. I legitimately believed when we were down 3-0, everyone in game one, everyone was like, oh boy, here we go. Dodgers once again get into the playoffs and then they get beat. When Ohtani did that, it felt like it set the tone. Everybody relaxed, got comfortable, and now we started to see some of the other guys really show out. So I feel like Ohtani set the tone with that home run in Game 1 against the Padres, and then it's just been off to the races from there. He's had his moments here and there. He had his moments against the Padres. He had a lot of great moments against the Padres. Had his moments here and there against the Mets. Didn't really get to do much in this series, in the World Series, but he did some things here and there. But once he got injured halfway through Game 2, we knew he wasn't going to be able to do much. He was actively holding his arm like this the rest of the postseason. So, like he wasn't going to be able to do much. He just wasn't going to be able to do much. He was making contact with some of these hits, but, most of them really wasn't going anywhere. A lot of times he was getting walked. A lot of times he was getting, hits here and there. But, he did something. He did something. I'll give him credit. He couldn't homer in the World Series, unfortunately, because his arm was cooked. I knew it. I'm watching him hit, and I'm just like, nah, he ain't got it. He just ain't got it, man. He ain't got it. He ain't got no power. He can hit. The contact's still there, but he ain't got no power. It's a wrap. But, yeah, shout out to Ohtani. Who else do I want to give credit to? I think I gave credit to everybody I feel to really... I've talked about the pitchers, gave them credit. Talked about Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie, Kike, Teoscar as well, Tommy Edman. That's it. I'm going to be honest. I guess give a little credit to Will Smith for getting that homer in Game 4. But Will Smith was virtually a no-show. So I can't say much about Will Smith. But somehow he wasn't the worst. Max Muncy, man, did nothing the entire World Series. He did nothing. I think he was 0 of 16 the entire World Series. He didn't get a single hit. He did nothing. Oh, my God. I'm not going to get in this case because we won, but Buddy did nothing. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it like that. Buddy did nothing. 0 of 16. Couldn't get a hit the entire series. In 5 games, he couldn't get one hit. Will Smith and Max Muncy made some of these games a lot harder than it needed to be just because they couldn't get any hits. But it is what it is. Dodgers were able to get it done. Got the championship. This is our first full season championship since 1988. A decade of regular season dominance led by postseason failure. You finally got over the hump. We do appreciate 2020, but this one means a lot more because it was a full season and we get to celebrate with a parade in front of our fans. So, yeah, shout out to the Dodgers getting it done. Ohtani gets his first championship. He obviously made the right move. Mike Trout's going to continue to be stuck he's going to continue to be stuck with the Angels because that's the decision he made. Ohtani, he became a free agent and said, I'm going to the Dodgers to go win a ring. And that worked out for him. Now that is done, I do have 2 things to say. Number one, Mr. Juan Soto. Did you see what happened in the World Series? Did you see how you weren't getting any help? Where was the help? Where was the help? You had to carry the Yankees throughout the postseason. You did get some help with Stanton, but is that enough? Is Stanton enough to get you a championship? I gotta ask that. Is he really enough? Is he enough to get you guys over the hump and win a championship? Are you sure about that? First World Series appearance in 15 years for the Yankees, and you win one game. Juan, are you sure you want to stay there? Did you see how Aaron Judge performed? Did you see how he was a no-show in the postseason? Did you see that? Are you sure you want to stick around to deal with that for another year? Or maybe more? You want to sign a contract with them? Or do you want to come to the Dodgers? We've already heard the reports. There have been some indication, there's been some reports that the Dodgers and the Mets are going to look to pursue Juan Soto. They can make it work. Now, I think if they actually do try to get Juan Soto, that means Teoscar is not coming back. Teoscar Hernandez is not coming back if they get Juan Soto. But the reports have been there. So I'm just saying, Juan, if you want to come over, it's the winning side. We wouldn't mind it. And we wouldn't consider that a super team because, we've choked for years. I'm just saying, this is our first time breaking through. Would you really consider us a Super Bowl team if we always just fail in the postseason? I'm just saying it. I'm just being honest. You really want to deal with Aaron Judge for another postseason? Led the league in home runs, but couldn't hit anything throughout the postseason. He got his first home run today. You sure? You sure you want to deal with that? I'm just saying, Juan, we got the money. We got the space. No, I think you keep Teoscar running back. Don't ruin the chemistry. Bro, if we get Juan Soto, it's a different conversation. Do you not know who this guy is? Listen, I love Teoscar. Appreciate him. He made some nice plays, man. Him and Kike won us. They basically won us. What was that? I think it was Game 4 the Hernandez brothers exploded and got us back to Game 5 to help us win. It was either that or they won us Game 5. I can't remember which game. But I'm just saying, do you not know who Juan Soto is? Do you not know how clutch this guy is? You bring Juan. We would actually, I ain't gonna lie, we would actually be creating a legitimate super team. I'd be lying. You cannot have a lineup where you have Ohtani, Mookie, Freeman, and Soto on the same team. Nah, that's unfair. I'm not gonna lie, that's unfair. At that point, you gotta win the championship next year. What team? What team would you be able to compete with? Because at that point, you'll still have Kike here. You'll still have Tommy Edman here. Dog, you get the Dodgers sitting here with Ohtani, who, by the way, will be pitching next year. He will be able to pitch next season. So you'll have Ohtani, you'll have Mookie, you'll have Freeman, and you add Juan Soto alongside Kike Hernandez and Tommy Edman with their clutch play. Dog, we're going back-to-back if that happens. We're going back-to-back if that happens. That's all I'm saying. But that's all I wanted to say here. I'm just happy. The second thing I want to say here is, as a sports fan, I'm content. I go into every season rooting for my teams, and I hope that at the end of the day, my team can ultimately win a championship. Whether it's in baseball with the Dodgers, whether it's in basketball with the Miami Heat, whether it's in football with the Baltimore Ravens, whether it's in soccer with Liverpool, I root for my teams to try to go win. I try to root for Liverpool to go win the Premier League. I root for the Dodgers to win the World Series. I root for the Ravens to go win the Super Bowl, and I root for the Heat to go win an NBA championship. I do this every year. Been doing this now for about 5 years now in terms of all these teams. Dodgers got over the hump. One got me. I am happy right now. I am content, okay? I got no anger, pure happiness. At the end of the day, the ball is in your court, Ravens. If you want to go choke in another January, that's on you. I will be completely unaffected. I watched the Dodgers choke playoff game after playoff game after playoff game. I watched the Dodgers choke in the postseason for years, trying to get over the hump. They finally got over the hump and got it done. You guys want to sit back and choke in January, fine. I watched the Dodgers choke for years in October. I was pissed off last year when both Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts had one hit in 3 games. I've watched this team choke for years. So if Baltimore, you want to keep doing that, hey, man, that's your choice. Ball's in your court. If the Ravens don't win the Super Bowl this year, I'm not going to be tripping. I just watch the Dodgers win. I will keep watching these highlights. I will re-watch Freddie Freeman's grand slam, walk-off, game winner in Game 1. I will re-watch that 100 times. It's what it is, man. Ravens, you don't want to get it done in the postseason? That's up to you, man. The Dodgers won a ring. They won a championship. I can live with that. Ravens don't win the Super Bowl this year. I'm not going to be mad. I'm content. I can live with that. It's not going to be fun for the rest of y'all fan bases, but I'm cool. Like, the rest of the Ravens flock won't be cool with this. I mean, I'm not saying that I would be happy if the Ravens do that. I would be very, disappointed and just be disgusted. I hope you guys do win the championship. That's just me as a fan. But, I'm not going to lose sleep over this team not getting over the hump. The Dodgers won. I'll just repeat that. If the Ravens lose another disappointing game in January, if they put up another disappointing performance and lose in January, the first thing I'm gonna do is make my video and speak to you guys, so I see how you guys feel. After that, I'm gonna go watch Dodger highlights. That's it. I'm gonna go rewatch Dodger highlights. I'm cool. Just imagine all 3 of your teams win a chip. Man, I was hoping for that in 2012. I watched the Ravens win a Super Bowl in 2012, and then 5 months later, I watched them go win the NBA championship with the Miami Heat. The Ravens beat the Niners 34-31 in the Super Bowl to get it done. And then I watched the 2012-2013 finals between the Spurs and the Heat. And Ray Allen shot in Game 6 to send it to Game 7. That was the year that happened. So I got to see the Mile High Miracle, that catch from Flacco to Jacoby Jones, and then I got to see the clutchest shot in NBA history by Ray Allen. So I got to see my football team and my basketball team win in the same year. That's still the best year of my life as a sports fan. Nothing's come close. To watch my football team finally win a championship, and then precede that by watching my basketball team win a championship, and in both those situations, it happened in a crazy moment. I was cool, man. I was happy, man. Watching the Ravens win a chip and then proceeding to watch the Heat win a chip, best year of my life as a sports fan. I would love for that to happen again, but I don't know about the Ravens. And the Heat ain't winning the championship anytime soon, I can tell you that right now. So who knows? Dodgers won. Maybe the Ravens can win too. Dodgers won here in October. Maybe the Ravens win in January and February. Who knows? The 5th inning was crazy. I really thought the series was going back to LA. Dude, we all thought the series was going back to LA. I legitimately sat back and said Jack sold the game in the first 2 innings. Giving up 2 homers in the first inning and being down 3-0. And then they just kept adding throughout the first 5 innings. Cole was damn near perfect. And then the whole team collapsed defensively in the 5th inning. That 5th inning is going to haunt the Yankees for years to come. Game 1... and then that moment in the 5th inning of Game 5, those are the 2 moments that's going to haunt the Yankees. Because at the end of the day, if they don't mess up the way they messed up there, they've got 2 wins in this series. We'd be at Game 6 right now. We'd be heading back to LA if the Yankees doesn't mess up in Game 1 or Game 5 tonight. We'd be heading to LA right now. But it's what it is. Congrats to the Dodgers. I'm really happy to see Ohtani win his first World Series. Now on to basketball and football. Yeah, I mean, the Miami Heat ain't winning anything. They ain't winning anything anytime soon. And the Ravens, that defense stinks. So good luck with that. I'll live with it, though. I could keep watching Dodger highlights when the Ravens ultimately tear our hearts out again in January. But it is what it is. Hopefully, maybe the Commanders. Yeah, the Commanders. If the Commanders do something, hey, if the Commanders win a ring, I win a ring. So that's how it works for me. How many targets does Deontay get this week? I don't care. Don't ask me about no questions about. Listen. How many targets he gets? I don't know. Whatever targets they were giving to Deontay, giving to Nelson Aguilar, just give it to Deontay Johnson, I guess. But right now, I could care less, man. The Ravens, if they lose to Denver this week, I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna be like, hey, they lost, but the Dodgers won the World Series. I'm cool. I legitimately sat back and said at work that if the Dodgers choke away this lead, I was never going to watch sports again. Nah, I ain't going to lie. I legitimately sat back and said if the Dodgers choke this lead, I was never gonna watch sports again. I would quit being a sports fan because there's two teams I hate. I hate the Yankees and I hate the Red Sox. The only thing that would have made this better is if this was the Red Sox instead of the Yankees. But after that Yankees fan decided to try to rip the ball out of Mookie's hands, Game 4, nah, they deserve this. They deserve this, and I'm glad it happened in New York too, in front of their fans, because that fan wanted to be an idiot. So I'm happy Yankees fans are getting this. I'm happy they're getting this. They deserve it. Whereas everybody that said last year World Series was boring because this World Series was no different. Well, to be fair, Game 1 and tonight were actually the good games. Games 2, 3, and 4, nah. Games 2 and 3, I mean, Dodgers basically dominated. Game 4, the Yankees came out with the firepower and blew us out towards the end. But tonight and Game 1, those were the two games that really made this series. But it's a fair argument. It's a fair argument. And the Dodgers baseball starts in April, so even if the Ravens lose, we got something to look forward to. I mean, if the Ravens lose, I'll still have to deal with 2 months of having to think about that. Because, like, the Super Bowl will happen, I'll be better, and I'll have to think about that. Then Dodgers will come back again, and I'll get to see Ohtani pitch, so that'll be cool. Yeah, why don't you care about Deontay? No. It's not about me not caring about Deontay. I'm saying I don't care about football right now. My team just won the World Series. I don't care about football right now. I'm not saying I don't care about Deontay Johnson or what's going to happen on Sunday. Hit me up on Sunday when we play the Broncos. I'm saying right now, I don't care about football. My Dodgers just won the World Series. The first full season championship since 1988. Yes, I am a Dodgers fan. I would not be sitting here making a live stream that's titled "The Dodgers Are World Champions" if I wasn't a Dodgers fan. If the Yankees would have won the World Series, I'm not here live streaming that because I hate the Yankees. But yeah, I'm a Dodgers fan. Just imagine if the Commanders and Ravens make it to the Super Bowl. That'd be an interesting matchup. That'd be a very interesting matchup. It would. That'd be a very interesting matchup. I thought you'd be an Orioles fan. Just because I live in Maryland does not mean I support all the teams in Maryland. You know, I may be a Ravens fan, but that doesn't mean I have to be an Orioles fan. Because if that would be the case, I would have just been a Wizards fan instead of just being a Miami Heat fan. I'm all over the place. Like, football, I'm here within Maryland. Football, I'm here within Maryland. But basketball, I'm a Heat fan. Baseball, I'm a Dodgers fan. I'm all over the place. But, you know, I do support, you know, the teams that are here. I show some love. So the Orioles, I was wishing them the best of luck in the postseason. I knew they weren't going to do anything. But, like, we all knew the Orioles weren't going to do anything. It just sucks that they lost to Kansas City. That's what pissed me off. So now everyone can be like, oh, look, Baltimore can't get past Kansas City in baseball or football. And I had to deal with that nonsense for like 2 days. That stunk. But, yeah, you know, like, I show love to the Orioles. I show love to the Nationals. But I'm not really full-on fans of the team. I'm a Dodgers fan. That's why I wrote my paper on the Dodgers. So when I was in college, I wrote a paper that Ohtani was going to come to the Dodgers. I really wish I know I had that paper somewhere. I wrote specifically. I'm like, I sat back and said, bro, he likes LA. He enjoys being here. He just don't want to be on the Angels and continue to lose. Him and Mike Trout couldn't get them to the postseason. He don't want to waste his career there like Mike Trout chooses to waste his career in LA with the Angels. Ohtani loves LA. He loves the environment. He loves the place. He just don't want to stick around and waste his career with the Angels. So I said he's not going anywhere. He'll just have to go next to the Dodgers, a team that's trying to get over the hump and win a championship. So, yeah. The Dodgers Halloween party is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. I just wanted to give my piece. It actually says half an hour, but I was here for like another 20 minutes earlier before the stream shuts off. I would love to be here. I would love to be here longer, but nah. So you're a fan of the Ravens and Commanders. I support the Commanders because I'm from here. Also, I do work for them, but that's a different conversation. But I'm a Ravens fan. But I grew up watching both the Ravens and the Commanders, so I show love and support to both, and I support both teams. But I'm more so of a Ravens fan than I am a Commanders fan. However, I do root for both teams. Just to show some love and support because I'm from here. I'm from the area, so I show love to both teams. But I'm more of a Ravens fan than a Commanders fan, but I do support the Commanders as well. How'd you pick the Dodgers? It was actually around 2018 that I actually... Well, that was the team I was watching when I first got into baseball. That was the only team I was watching when I first got into baseball. Which is funny because I mean I'm in the Maryland area, so I should have been watching Oriole games. But every time I turned on television, it was well, it made it. It was funny because again, I hate the Yankees. I've always hated the Yankees, even before I became a full-on watcher of baseball. I didn't like the Yankees, and I definitely didn't like the Red Sox, just because I hate Boston sports. They're entitled pricks. They got all the championships in the world, so they're entitled. So yeah, I hated the Yankees and I hated the Red Sox. So that kind of fit with being a Dodgers fan at that point. But I was always watching Dodgers games. I learned baseball by watching Dodgers games. Like I first became a watcher of baseball around 2017, 2018, especially because they won the World Series during that time. And I just watched the Dodgers. And I remember watching the Dodgers lose in the World Series. And it just pissed me off. And I'm like, this team should have been able to beat the... It was just that. So yeah, 2017, 2018 was when I first got into it. And I was watching a lot of the Dodgers, especially in the postseason. And that ultimately just became a thing where I just kept watching the Dodgers play because I just like watched them from that. And it was weird. I just became a baseball fan because of the Dodgers. I wouldn't be watching baseball if it wasn't for the Dodgers. Yeah, I'm a Kings fan because they were the first NBA game I watched. That makes sense. I would not be sitting here talking about baseball today if I didn't watch the Dodgers back in 2018. So I've been a fan of them ever since, which means I've been here for some of the postseason disappointments and losses in the World Series. It is what it is at the end of the day. But anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. I wasn't even supposed to be here, but I wanted to just give my brief congratulations to the LA Dodgers for getting it. Freddie Freeman won MVP. Ohtani's got his first title. LA's celebrating right now, which, you never want LA sports to get more championships. But I'm a Dodgers fan, so I don't care. I don't really care. I don't care. The Yankees, they can piss off, bro. Nobody likes the Yankees. I'm so happy for the Yankees' pain right now. You don't understand. The only thing that would have made this better if it was the Red Sox here. We would have got redemption for that World Series loss. But yeah, it being the Yankees, the way the Yankees fans were acting, the entitlement they showed, and that one prick fan that decided to try to grab and snatch the ball out of Mookie's hands. He's the reason you lost in 5. So you can take that pain with you. Don't care. The Yankees stink. Don't care. Also, you're going to lose Juan Soto because he's not sticking around for this mess. Why would Juan Soto want to stay here? If he want to win a championship, why would he stay with the Yankees? I hope he leaves and comes right to the Dodgers. It'd be funny if he goes to the Mets. It would actually be very annoying for Yankees fans if he went to the Mets. But they would absolutely be in despair if he went to the Dodgers. I'm a Steelers fan because of 2008 defense, and Lakers fan because Kobe was my favorite basketball player growing up, and I'm from North Carolina. True. Is Judge going to leave? Buddy, I don't know. Before tonight, I was going to say that Yankees fans were going to pack his bags. Before tonight. Actually, you could even say, arguably, before Game 4, Yankees fans were going to pack that man's bags. But because of how he performed the last 2 games, they might ask Judge to stay. Yankees fans might be okay with him staying. They'll just sit back and say he had a poor postseason. He didn't play well in the World Series, but those final 2 games, he finally got it together. And if we could have won Game 5, I know we could have gotten to Game 6. That's probably what I know we would have gotten into 7 because Game 6 they would have gone on the road and stolen it. I think that's the mindset many Yankees fans are gonna have. So he's not going anywhere. Yankees fans were ready to pack this dude's bag. They want him gone, but he's not going anywhere. But Juan Soto, that's a different conversation. Does Juan want to stick around? I mean, it's up to him. He can stick around. He just ain't going to the World Series. Not with the way this dude's been. But that's not my problem, though. At the end of the day, Juan, it's open. It's open for you, Juan. If you want to come to the Dodgers, hey man, come join the winning team. Just saying. You wanna stick around in New York? That's your problem. Come join the winning team, bro. Come join the winning team. I remember during the Derby, you were talking with some of our players. You were laughing and having fun. Come do that. Come do that full time, like for a whole season, man. We'll dominate. We'll win 100+ games, get to the playoffs, probably get it done. Again, we can go back to back. We get Juan Soto, we're going back to back. That's all that needs to be said. But I'm thinking too far into the... I mean, trades technically could happen, but I don't know. Hey, Real, how much are they saying Juan's going to be worth next season as a free agent? I heard likely it's $500 million. I've been hearing somewhere between $500 and $600 million. The Yankees technically could find a way to make that contract work, but it really depends on if Juan wants to stay. So that really is his decision. The Yankees can pull some strings to make sure that works out for them. They can. I don't know how that whole numbers thing is gonna work for them, but they can pull some strings to make it work. If they're desperate to keep Juan Soto, they can make it work. But it comes down to him. Does he want to stay in New York? That's the real question. I don't know if he wants to after this postseason, where he had to watch Aaron Judge do nothing for damn near a whole month, and then here we go in the World Series. He does nothing for most of it. Meanwhile, Soto's getting walked because nobody wants to give him a chance to do anything, and then he's relying on Judge, and Judge doing nothing until the final 2 games. So it is what it is. But it's up to Juan. It's up to Juan Soto to make that decision. But, it is what it is. He'll make that choice. I'm just saying, buddy, come to the Dodgers. Come have fun with Ohtani. Come have fun with Mookie. Come have fun with Freeman. Come have fun with us, man. Just come have fun with us. We can win another ring. We can go back to back with you, buddy. But it is your choice. Anyway, guys, it's 1 a.m. I'm going to call it here. Don't want to stay here too long. Obviously, we'll be seeing each other, not Thursday, so we'll be seeing each other Sunday. Oh my God, we got Thursday Night Football next week, right? We play the Broncos on Sunday, and then we play the Bengals on Thursday. Ugh, it's going to be nasty, huh? Yeah, so I got to look forward to that. But, hey, I'm just going to go celebrate this win, enjoy the rest of my night, and then just go to sleep. So I'm going to let you guys go. You guys enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you guys later. Be sure to stay safe, man. Peace out.